Russell Westbrook, your thoughts?
Russell Westbrook is going through he's going through a decline, but I personally don't even think it's a decline. This is who Russell Westbrook has been. This is who Russell Westbrook has always been, but now it's more amplified because his team is really, really bad. When he was with Kevin Durant, when he was with James Harden and all of these likes, right? He would put up his 30 points, this and that. But also remember, like I said, when he was with this one other person, one other person, one other person. So it's either you or me. It's either you or me. And we always know, Brody always think it's him, right? But here you're with a team where LeBron dictates who's even gonna be the coach. So first of all, sit down, sit your ass down, okay? And then second of all, he's made it clear AD is the number two option. LeBron keeps saying AD is the number one option, and we all know AD is not available to be even the number one. So that puts Russell Westbrook in the backseat, you know. LeBron and AD are riding. Westbrook is in the back. He's not used to that. He's not even used to being the second option. So now it's getting to him. The fans are getting to him. He's having a bad reputation with fans, with the media, you know, all of that. He's struggling physically on the court and mentally. I can tell personally. I've been a fan of Russell Westbrook when he was with what's it called? The Thunder. Personally, I think, you know, there's a lot of times where he should have given the ball to KD because he's a generational talent. There's not going to be another KD.
Now,
So that's how I feel about, you know, that whole Russell Westbrook situation. And personally, I do think he will be I think he will be a better fit for teams that are not competing to be in the playoffs or for a ring. If you put him on a team like Magic, on a team like Houston, teams that are not the worst, but bottom, like the 8 to 10, 8 to 12 teams. I think he's going to be amazing on there. Why? Because he's going to help sell tickets. Right now, Russell Westbrook doesn't bring you much. He can be a good sixth man coming off the bench. He can even be a starter on a great team as long as he accepts and understands his role. That Russ, you're not the 23, 24 to 29-year-old Russ, okay? Slow it down, be smarter with some of these moves and all of these things. One, he should think of, Russell Westbrook is also very durable as well. But again, he should think about just taking that along with him. The Lakers are making him look very bad. I don't think he's very bad. I think he's who he is.
I think it's mutual. I think he's making the Lakers look bad and they're making him look bad. But I'm gonna respectfully rant again about this man. Now, in an age with load management, in an age where we got, Mr. Glass or Mr. Bubble, whatever you want to call him, AD.
Oh,
Russell Westbrook.
That's whoa, wow. Okay.
Russell Westbrook is a man of steel. That dude gives 100% every time he plays basketball. If you paid money to go see him play in a foreign state, a different state, you travel to go see him play, you know he's going to show up. Unless, he's got a broken leg or something, which doesn't happen very often. But he does get a couple injuries, but he's very durable. He always shows up to play and he goes 100%. And above all, that needs to be respected. And I think off the court, he's a great dude, other than when he wears dresses, but he's a great dude. Okay. So the bottom line
is he's not a great dude with dresses or what, Mike? What are you trying to say?
He shouldn't be wearing dresses. I don't know how much he got paid to do that, but Russ, come on, knock it off. All right. Now,
a lot of money.
Russell Westbrook, in my opinion, also is overrated. He's not a very good shooter. He's never has been, and he's gotten worse. He used to be an extremely clutch free throw shooter. Whenever my team faced him, I was like, damn, Russ is at the line. At the end of the game, he's gonna make it. But at the end of the day, he's not a good shooter. He is a turnover machine. He's a very good passer, but he turns the ball over too much. And he's always been, unfortunately, an irresponsible defender. He tries really hard on defense, but he runs into screens. He doesn't communicate well. He gets lackadaisical. Mm-hmm. And he always has been, honestly. And even with that motor, he just hasn't put it to use. And I do believe that the person who stopped Kevin Durant the most during those years was Russell Westbrook. I
Yeah.
think that Russell Westbrook helped draw attention away from KD, but he was never an off the ball threat because teams didn't respect his 3-point shot. And I do believe that if KD was with a more natural point guard like a Steve Nash, a Chris Paul, a Steph Curry, Isaiah Thomas type, that Kevin Durant's numbers would have been even more efficient than
And
they
he
were
would
already.
have definitely won a ring in
Yeah,
2011 against,
yeah.
Bron.
And I just think that Russell Westbrook, listen, and
Or
again,
13,
I have,
sorry.
yeah, my bad. But like, yeah, Russell Westbrook, in my opinion, is not, I would not draft him in my top 50 all time. I would, and I think in 10, 20 years from now, he's not going to be in a top 75 of all time, like the top 100, like Ja Morant types, like Luca. Like I'm drafting them over Russell Westbrook. That's just how I feel. And the shooting and size advantage is a real thing, and I think that's unfortunate that Russ hasn't changed. I thought he would change, but he hasn't. And I do believe personally that when history is written about this league, that the Rockets trading Chris Paul to the Thunder for Russell
Yeah.
Westbrook and
Yeah.
then receiving back extra picks and cash as if Westbrook was better, I think that's going to go down
Mhm.
as one of those like, how in the world did that happen kind of trade.
Well, it was one of those that happened because, that whole, Chris Paul got hurt during the playoffs. Oh, he always gets hurt. So let's get rid of him, maybe Russ. And which is true. He does always get hurt, vital moments. But at the
Not
same time, I
always, once
think
every 2 years.
when it matters, he does get hurt.
Ain't gonna happen this year.
Or I hope not, because I like to see greats go at it. I don't like to see injuries. But history has always repeated itself. I hope it doesn't this time around. Okay. But again, like I said, Russ could benefit on other teams by just not on the Lakers. Like I
Right.
said, he's having a slow decline. People think it's a boom decline. No, Russ has never been a good shooter. I'm like bricking, like now he's just a bad shooter. First, he was a decent, he can make some shots. Mid-range and glass on the side, he's good for that. Every once in a while he hit those clutch threes, he could take it to the hole better than anybody I've personally seen. As good as Jordan and Derrick Rose, athleticism like that. But at the same time, like I said, in today's game, there's more to do with, PER, point efficiency ratio and all of these things. And Russ doesn't,
That's
analytics
player
don't
efficiency rating. Come on, Les, get your analytics down.
play, bro.
I'll help you.
Listen, first of all, Russ, all right. Analytics isn't his best friend right now. But believe it or not, Russ is actually shooting better than Steph Curry.
From two.
Yeah. But
Wow.
yeah, from the field, he's shooting better than Steph. But let me tell you what, right? Things like that won't matter. Okay.
Right.
Actually, a fact. Russ is shooting better than
Yeah. That's one of those that's a fact, but it's one of those, numbers lie type of things because
and
that's
also
yeah.
Steph could
I like
have a very, very bad game multiple times. It won't matter. But
it.
Russ, it won't matter. Why? Because it's like, damn, bro, when you gonna turn it on? When you gonna turn it on? When you gonna
Yeah.
turn it on? Right? But Steph always turns it on. Even on a bad night, and sometimes he has 35, 40 points. He might be shooting, he might be 9 for 25 or 9 for 30. Himself and James Harden are like they take a lot of shots and miss a whole lot of shots as well. But again, when they're on, they're on. So
Curry
again,
moves off the ball and Curry creates gravity.
all of these things. But my
Yeah.
point is,
Well, I get you. I get you.
Russ isn't doing the worst, but because now he's on a team that it's the Lakers, number one, and a number two. They have LeBron and Anthony Davis, so these two are drawing a lot of attention. The Staples Center, sorry, the Crypto Center is still selling out. Okay, with the likes of, these three stars. So sometimes, teams and organizations will still have you, not because of what you can do on the court, but what you can bring to the arena. That's why he's still there, helping sell out these arenas.
They might bring a playoff win or two. About it.
If they make the playoffs,